Hi everyone, welcome back to Lady Lovestead Reads. My name is Jessica and the topic of today's video is a book review in 10 minutes or less of Rivermarked by Patricia Briggs.
Welcome to the Lovestead.
Rivermarked was written by Patricia Briggs. It was published by the Berkeley Publishing Group in 2011. It's 324 pages in length. I read the hardcover copy. I already own this copy. I purchased it years ago at my library's bookshop where they sell used and withdrawn books, and the proceeds go back to library funding. I read it because, as you're probably aware at this point, when I started my YouTube channel, I decided to commit to reading 3 book series all the way through as a means to make sure that I'm not picking up a series, starting it, moving on, coming back to it, reading the first book, and making sure that I'm just getting through the series that I want to get through, that I started. Yada, yada, yada. Let me read you the book blurb. Every book blurb has the same exact first paragraph for this series. Welcome to Patricia Briggs' world, a place where witches, vampires, werewolves, and shapeshifters live beside ordinary people. It takes a very unusual woman to call it home, and there's no one quite like Mercy. It's that same exact opening paragraph in every single book blurb. All right. Coyote shifter Mercy Thompson knows that life with her mate, the alpha werewolf Adam, will never be boring, but even in their wedding, it doesn't go as planned. Nevertheless, the 10-day honeymoon camping on the banks of the Columbia River alone, just the two of them, should make up for it. But the trip and the pimped-out trailer they're using is courtesy of the Fae, and nothing from the Fae comes without strings attached. Being a different breed of shapeshifter, a walker, Mercy can see ghosts, but the spirit of her long-gone father has never visited her until now. And evil is stirring in the depths of the Columbia River, and innocent people are dying. As other walkers make their presence known to Mercy, she must reconnect with her heritage to exorcise the world of the legend known as the River Devil. All right, so as the summary suggests, Adam and Mercy do get married. Then they go on their honeymoon, camping at the Columbia River Basin. And while they're camping, they come across some people who have been mauled by some sort of monster in the river. And this book really gets into Mercy's Native American heritage, since we do meet her father in ghost form. And it really goes into a lot of her background as a Native American. And that's the summary without spoilers. All right, so, okay, looking at this book, if we were to kind of break it down, analyze it, plot is strong. There is a problem and a solution. The river monster is scary AF, and I thought it was a really creative monster. It was a monster unlike any we have seen so far in the series, so that was a good thing. It was really nice to see Adam and Mercy happy. It was really nice to see Adam and Mercy developing their relationship in healthy ways, so that's a good thing. The father showing up was pretty fascinating, and his backstory was confusing as heck, but I liked getting to know more about Mercy's shape-shifting abilities, so that's a good thing. The pacing was good. It kept moving. It didn't go too fast, didn't go too slow. It was spot on. So, and then there were some issues. So, the biggest issue with this book was the way Patricia Briggs co-opted Native American mythology as plot devices. It just felt insensitive. It felt like cultural appropriation. So to take Native American myths and legends, which, as far as I know, these cultures hold very sacred. To turn them into stories within this fantasy world, that just didn't sit well with me. It made me uncomfortable. And I'm not Native American, so I don't know if she did this sensitively or not. But my gut tells me not. So that was a big, big issue in this book. And honestly, moving forward, if she continues to draw on mythology as heavily as she did in this book, I might stop reading the series. The second issue that I had, all of the side characters that we meet in this new part of, I think they're still in Washington. So in this new part of Washington, they're not in their usual home. So we don't really hear anything from the standard group of characters that we know. We hear a little bit from Jesse. But aside from that, it's all new side characters. And they're all men. Except for the monster. Of course. That's a problem. So I've mentioned before about how I really would like Mercy to have more female friends and for there to be other good female characters within the story, because Mercy is the only one. There's Jessie, but Jessie is a child. Mercy needs more adult female friends. End of story. And it's not happened. And it's not happened in this book. And I thought it was really problematic. All of the side characters are men. All of the heroes were men, except for Mercy. And then the bad guy was a woman. Or a female. It's not a woman. It's a monster. Female monster. The third problem that I had with this book is there are these fae called Otterkin. And she consistently describes the Otterkin in their human glamour as being severely autistic. So let me see if I can find where she said that. Okay. So Uncle Mike is describing to them these Otterkin fae. He said, "You should feel a kindred spirit with them," Uncle Mike told him. "They are shapeshifters who can take human form, though their true shape is otter. As humans, they tend to resemble someone with severe autism." Okay. And then there's a second time that she does this again. All right, so page 298. This is from Mercy's perspective. "He had a ragged beard that was a slightly darker color than his hair. Though there had been all sorts of emotion in his voice, there was none in his face. It was peculiarly blank, like a particularly strong form of autism. A trait, I decided, with 2 examples to draw from, that must be common to all Otterkin." Come on. Patricia, Miss Briggs, give me a call. We need to talk. So, trying to balance out the things that I liked with the problematic areas, I settled on rating this book a 2-star. And sometimes I feel like that was generous because some of these problematic areas feel so intense in this book. But I'm trying to be as objective as I can be. And so 2 stars, maybe 1.5. If I could use 0.5 in Goodreads, it'd probably be 1.5. But round it up to 2. For content warnings, there is those problematic issues. So, cultural appropriation, those points she made about autism, comparing them to monsters. It's not okay. There is gore, a little bit of violence when they fight the big bad. That's really about it for content warnings. Yeah, so that'll do it for my review of River Marked by Patricia Briggs. The next book in the series is Frostburned. Actually, I have it right here. Frostburned is the next one. I am going to read this, but as I said, she's still doing that cultural appropriation messiness in this book. I may stop reading the series, which would be sad because I've really liked it up until this point. So, okay, that'll do it for today's video. Until next time, make sure to continue to read good books, drink good coffee, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.